Thank
Yes,
you.
Chair.
This is not addressing the issue I'm raising with you. There he says that he deleted calls. I just referred you to something that is not a call. And that is what I was engaging you on now. That is something that is not a call. Go to page 97, paginated 97 of the papers, and there's what I'm referring you to. You see those three emojis there? Someone laughing, they
They're
have
laughing
tears,
emojis.
and their face is
I see them, Chair.
tilted. Yeah.
Yes, Chair, I see them.
So that's not a call. So 43 does not answer that. Paragraph 43 at 267 does not answer that. And I said I'm referring to this just as one example. Maybe my colleagues, Ms. Hassim, I do not know, but perhaps they may refer to something else. But I just raised this one example to say to you, it is not correct that all that he took out were calls only.
Now, Chair, in response to that, if the commissioners look at paragraph 42 of the same affidavit that I referred the chairperson to, it reads that the sole intention behind the deletion was to protect my conversations with the third respondent from third persons.
That doesn't make sense to me. What does that mean? I mean, if he is saying, here are our conversations, however they may manifest, and these communications show that the chief evidence leader is perceived to be biased. That's the language you use in the application. How do you then go ahead and protect him? You should actually be seeking to embarrass him and show what a bad person he is by showing what he has communicated, or by showing what you have communicated, if in your view it shows the perception of bias, or it demonstrates the perception of bias. So I just do not, and what do you mean by this? Or rather, what does Mr. Mogotsi mean by what he says in paragraph 42?
Chair, in response, I'll submit that, save for paragraph 42 and 43, there's nothing further that deals with these deleted telephone calls and the emojis, and there's no provision in the affidavit nor the reply that gives a basis for the deletion of same.
Are the deletions not actually calculated to avoid the possibility of interpreting these chats in a manner that disproves what Mr. Mogotsi is saying? Is that not a possibility? That is, that they are calculated for that purpose?
Chair, in response, I will submit that the interactions and the events that took place, the end result was the belief that if Mr. Mogotsi does not provide information or useful information or helpful information, the condition that he will be protected.
I'm not sure that that answers the question I've put to you. My question is about, isn't there a possibility that the deletions are calculated to create the impression that Mr. Mogotsi is pushing for? So he deletes what whatever may be at variance with or at odds with what the chief evidence leader is saying. Is that not a possibility?
Chair, it is a possibility. And it's also a possibility that none of us know the contents of these deleted telephone calls.
We know the chief evidence leader has put up everything, so we do know.
But Chair, it's the same information.
Except of course for calls, we are not in a position to know the content of the calls themselves. But as for texts, the chief evidence leader has put up everything. So in that regard, we do know.
Hence, Chair, when I responded, I spoke about the call specifically.
Yes.
I said, where we are seated and where the commissioners are seated, none of us know the contents of these deleted phone calls that took place between the two parties. Now, having said that, I would not be in a position to submit whether the deletions were to push a certain agenda or to conceal a certain intention, because I was not privy to the calls and neither was the commission. It's two individuals where one says, I deleted for this specific reason and this was requested of me or it was asked of me. And there's an individual who then says, I did not ask this, I asked that. So the dispute now tends to be a factual dispute about what was contained in the phone calls. I cannot make any submissions on that.
Here's what I understand the respondent's case to be.